All right, season 36, War 9. This is the last war of the season. And I'm actually leaving NewN after this war. So I let my officers know, and they ended up giving me 10 fights in this war, which was actually really nice of them. It was really cool. I got to kind of have my last war here like this, doing a lot of fights, contributing a lot before I head out. So my first fight here is this hit monkey, and my plan for this one is just fight him normal, try to get my infection up, reverse the regen that he's going to get, and just bait special ones, punish them. And I'm going to end up launching my special 2. I have power back boosts on. I know it's going to end up putting him into his monkey phase there, but it's going to get me back to a special 3, and I'm just going to end up launching it, and that's going to kill him off really quickly. So he goes down super fast, super easy. And then next up I have this Maw. It was actually kind of cool that Spidey wasn't banned for my last war here. I get a chance to use him, and he's going to be actually 8 of my 10 fights. So the node has masochism on it, so I know that he's going to purify my wither right off the bat, and I'm fine with that. I'm pretty much just going to work to my special 2, try to launch it when masochism is already triggered, and yeah, it's pretty much the gist of it. I could knock him down, or I could just pay attention to the falter. With everything that's going on with the node, I'm kind of just playing around the falter. He's going to go down super fast because it's section 1, so don't really need to overcomplicate it. I have my wither up now. I can hit his block if I want, so I decided to do that, and then he's just going to pop. Next up here, I have this Eye Hulk. Or actually, this is my 3rd fight with Warlock, so I'm going to be taking this fight with Warlock as well. Still have the Power Star 1 on. I was able to stretch it for all 3 of my Section 1 fights, which was pretty cool. And the plan with this one is just stick within the boundaries of the node, have the PS1 on, have the Power Back boost on. This was the reason I put the Power Back boost on, just so that I could cycle special 2s without giving him Furies trying to work there without a Power Start 1. And now that Masochism is triggered, I can launch my special 2. I don't have to worry about the armor breaks getting shrugged. Get right back to it, launch it again. I know that I'm knocking him down and he's triggering Conduit, but because I have him heal blocked, he's not actually healing. And now he's going to go into a double cycle of his immortality, so that's fun. I was definitely expecting it, because I've encountered this before in war. It's something to do with Warlock's infection and the degen damage from reversing his healing. And then once his double immortality is up, he just drops. Then next up I have this Penny, but I have to wait for a White Mag's pre-fight on it, so the Lion's Mate put that on for me. And now I'm going to take this fight with Spidey. This is a fight I've taken plenty of times, but it has been a while because Spidey's been banned for pretty much the entire season. I think this was the first war that he wasn't, and then right off the bat there I go to parry and nothing happens, so I take a 5-piece to start the fight. So that was fun, but that's the last point she's going to hit me in this fight. And I was definitely a little rusty with how to actually do this fight because it's been a while since I've done it, so it ends up going much slower than times I've taken her here in the past. And I definitely make a couple of silly little mistakes. Like right there, I went to hit into her fully knowing that she had the chance to auto block. That's just rust from not doing the fight for a while. And then at this point, I was definitely kind of a little bit nervous, because this is my last war in the Alliance, and I do want to do well. Down she goes. It's about a minute. Oh, I guess it wasn't longer than... It felt longer. That might have just been me. So, going into S2 here, I'm going to be taking this Domino. This is another fight that I've taken a ton of times. Going to be taking her with Warlock. And the basic of this fight is pretty simple. If she has willpower, which she does, you can go for back-to-back special twos. The only thing you have to watch out for is, because you're going to be draining her with willpower, there's a lot more chances for her to go lucky unlucky, because after you pull her back and forth around power thresholds, if she didn't trigger it one time and then you push her over it again right away, she can trigger it. So you just have to make sure that you wait for lucky not to be on when you throw your special 2, and you just got to watch for it in the fight. If she doesn't have willpower, I mean, even if she does, you could just stick to special 3s and fully power drain her. But with her having willpower, that I knew she did, I decided to opt for the special 2 cycle, just to get it done super fast. And she goes down there. No real issues, but she can definitely be pretty evil on that node. And now for the rest of the war, all of my fights are going to be with Spidey. So I have this thing, and the node's kinetic, and normally when I take this node with Spidey, I would just reverse the kinetic power gain and not let them get specials at all. But with Thing being here, it's a little bit more tricky than that, because I could just hit his block the entire time, provided he's willing to come running in at times and let me pause my debuff. The problem is if I lose my Wither and he has 15 rock stacks and no power, now I've kind of screwed myself. So I kind of decided to take a little bit of a hybrid approach to how I played this fight, where I hit his block at times and I let him get to a special 1 so that I can get rid of the rock stacks. I don't really want to reverse the kinetic. I just want to make sure that I maintain my Wither, maintain my ruptures, let him throw his special 1. I figured I would probably let him get maybe 3 or 4 of them in the fight, and AoE shouldn't really play too much of a role at that point. I didn't think it would get out of hand, and that's a reason that I'm not really throwing heavies too much. But at this point, I see that my Wither's getting low, so I have to push him to 15 and then bait out a special. Now I can launch my special 2, get another Wither up, so I can start applying more ruptures through block. At this point, with him getting 3-ish or so special 1s, I decided to start trying to get a little bit more power control. So I got a couple exhaustions on him from the heavies. Now I want to push him over a bar of power, give him the rock stacks he needs so he can throw a special, but he really didn't want to throw it. He ends up hitting me there, that little sneaky light hit or whatnot, but he finally throws it, resets his rock stacks, and I can just finish him off here. So I think it went pretty smooth. Then moving into S3, I'm going to be taking this long shot on node 48. Originally we had this assigned to Quake, but I mentioned that S99 could probably do this fight really easily, so they swapped it over to that. And my plan for this one is I'm going to work to my special 2 off the bat. I just got to watch this vigilance that he has. Now that it's expired, I need to knock him down, put the falter on him. Then it's just going to be a matter of keeping my Wither paused and playing the normal S99 rotation, I guess. Just building up ruptures, trying to bait out a special from him, get hit by it, just to build some power. Big brain strats there. Just waiting for an opportunity to launch my special if I need to. Baiting out another one from him. I don't want to push him to special 2. I really don't want to melt. Have to watch the good karma and the pure of heart, all that fun jazz. So finally get that off and launch my special 2, and that absolutely just melted his face. I didn't expect that to kill him, but it did. And then next up here, I have this Doom on Conflictor, and I'm gonna die to this fight. I'm gonna mess it up. So my plan for it is the same way I would play Maw or Longshot or someone else on Conflictor with Spidey. Power start 1, and I need to purposefully trigger Conflictor, get some exhaustions up. Now right here, he throws his special. It's been a while since I played. I remember feeling like I had control issues in this fight in both times that I fight him. I really don't know if that special was part of it. I don't know if I was late to swiping or if the swipe just didn't register. What I do know is I was very, very nervous for this fight. I was fine with all of the other fights that I took in this war, very comfortable with them, even if I hadn't done them before. This one, though, it was my first time doing it, and even though I knew what I had to do, I was still very nervous. So right there, I tried doing a 2-hit combo into special 2 while Conflictor was down. I remember the special not throwing, and I backed up, and then I ended up panicking through a heavy, pushing the special 3. He's gonna kill me. I really didn't want to die in my last war here, but it happened. There's nothing I can do about it. So I heal up, go back in, and this go is going to go a lot smoother. I'm going to be much more aggressive in this one. I felt like I played passive in the last one, and the tricky part of it is you need to have Conflictor down when you throw your special 2, but you also need to have Aura down in order to be able to launch it without him resisting the last hit of it. So that ends up being a weird, tricky balancing act that would be present in this fight, but not other fights where you're taking champs on Conflictor with Spidey. So at this point, I'm just waiting out the Aura. I trigger Conflictor here, and he doesn't throw his special. So right there, I tried doing a 1-hit into a special 2. It didn't work. I backed up, reset. I launched it right before Conflictor came back. So now I have the Wither up. So things are going smooth. I now have control of the fight. And the Wither's about halfway done, maybe a little bit more. So I see that, and I'm very nervous about this fight anyway, and the last thing I want to do is let that Wither drop off, because then it's like starting the fight all over again. So now I'm trying to work up to my special 2 so that I can apply a second one, and then I don't have to worry about it. But again, I have to wait until Conflictor's off and the Aura's off. So now I purposely trigger Conflictor again so that I can launch my special 2. It pretty much kills him. Still trying to pause it though, make sure that I maintain it. Want to bait this special out from him, and then just get a couple hits in, and he's gonna go down. So second attempt at Conflictor Doom, I managed to figure it out. The first one, it was mainly nerves. I mean, yeah, there were definitely some things that felt weird in that fight, and the second one, but I probably could have pulled that first one back if I wasn't so nervous about it to begin with. Then next up here, I have this Mangog, which is a pretty standard fight for me. It has been a while, but the basic strat for it is I want to build to at least 3 exhaustions while I have my first Wither up on my way to my special 2. This is without Mr. F pre-fights, so build to 3 exhaustions, get to my special 2, get a second Wither up, and then ideally you want to get to 5 exhaustions in total when you have 2 Withers, and then that pretty much completely stops his power gain, provided he's only crossed 2 bars of power, 2 special ones at that point in the fight. I don't get my 5th exhaustion up in this one because he's pretty much dead anyway, so he goes down, and then put suicides on for the boss here, and I'm going to be taking this Cersei with Spidey. My plan for this one was basically, I really don't want her to throw heavies because the glancing will stop me from applying ruptures through block. If she does throw a heavy, I need to wait it out, and I want to work to my special 2, and I want to launch it when glancing is on cooldown so it doesn't prevent the wither from applying. And that's the gist of this fight. You have the 75% damage reduction from the boss node, and I have suicides on, so I'm healing the whole time, so it's really just a super safe fight. And yeah, she's conduit, but Spidey is tactic, so he heal blocks her anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's the basic gist of it. So I am leaving New Nation. I've been here for 5 seasons, and I absolutely love this place. I made a lot of really great friends here. I love the guys over at New Nation, and it's definitely kind of a weird emotional thing leaving there, because I'm sad to leave them because I've played with them for so long. I consider them my friends. We have a really good like banter back and forth with a lot of them, joking around, having fun. But I'm also excited to see where things go in MCOC for me with joining GT40. Obviously, they've been war champs 7 seasons in a row. They're a top alliance, there's no denying that. And getting offered a spot there, it took me a while sitting down, thinking about it, working through everything to make the decision. And ultimately what I came to was the guys who are my friends, they're going to be my friends regardless of where it is that I'm playing. And if I don't go and see where it takes me, see if I can hang it at the level that GT40 is, I know that I'll regret it. So I'm taking the leap, I'm taking the chance. I want to see where it goes. I want to see if I can handle it, if I can hack it, if I'm good enough to play next to the guys in GT40. And yeah, that's the basic gist of it. So it's kind of a bittersweet season 37, but I'm definitely super excited to see where it goes and to see what lies ahead. And yeah, that's all she wrote. Thank you very much for watching.